Really fun to get started today. It's a big wait. That 6 weeks is a long time, and it's a 6 weeks of wonder. You don't know what the heck's going to happen. The guys came back ready to go. Had good running yesterday. Terrific work today. So we're off and going. So it's exciting, and we're all fired up. And a lot of stuff for us to see. A lot of new players that we're looking in the competition setup and just a lot of fun things to put together. Of course, it's also part of the coaches too. Seeing our coaches go to work and put their stuff together after the whole off season and all that we've done. We jumped off to a really good start, and you can see the connection between players and coaches. So I'm fired up about it. What do you got?
A few players have already said they feel hungrier this year. People are doubting it, and you didn't make the playoffs. So do you sense that? Is that what you want?
I think we sensed it the whole time. I think we sensed it since the last game of the season, you know, without question. And it's really been part of the mentality that's made these guys kind of in this mode of they're really grinding, and they're really fired up about working and making right and all that. And there's so many areas for us to improve from last season. It's so obvious, and it's already underway. The whole time it has been. It has been like that throughout the offseason, and just the outlook of it you could see, and it's just brought again, and they're telling you, a sense of urgency that feels good and feels right, and I'm really excited about it. And today was a freaking blast, you know. So couldn't ask for more.
Pete, are you disappointed or wonder? Did you expect this?
Well, you know, he's been here for a long time, and we always expect him to be here, and that's kind of how it is, you know. So he should be here, and he's not. So it's really about the guys that are here now, and we're going to keep moving and grooving and put it together. And it's unfortunate.
The move with Cam Chancellor was made official today.
Yeah, he's going to miss this year.
What about the future?
I'd like to be able to tell you that kind of stuff. I don't know. He's been an awesome Seahawk, and he always is and will be, and all that. But right now, that's what this is about. You know, he'll miss the season.
There's a pretty unsubstantiated report that Burrow was quote done with Seattle. Have you gotten any indication?
I don't know that.
What indication have you gotten?
I'm saying I don't know about that statement.
Have you gotten any indication he'll be back for when the season's real?
I don't know that, but we're expecting him back. He's under contract.
The Malik McDowell, the move there was also made. What comment on, I guess, Malik is what happened?
Yeah.
He just couldn't get past the injury.
Yes. There's not much I can say about it at this time. You know, he's just what's the status we put him on?
Non-football.
Non-football. Yeah, non-football waive.
What can you say about his injury? I know the reasons for the mystery, but is there anything more that you could say, or is it still a personal opinion?
I don't say anything to fill in the blanks for me. I like it.
What did you see? The safeties, it looked like Tedrick was kind of running with the ones primarily.
Yeah, today we're going to do some rotating to see those guys. The competition is on. First time we got a chance to see Mo Alexander. I'm excited to see what he can do. I was really impressed with what Mo did that I've seen in years past. He was unable to participate throughout the off season. This was his first time on the field. We'll ramp him up in the next 5-6 days. He's ready to go. But I'm excited to see how he fits in as well. So it's a great competition. T2 he looks sweet. He's looked great throughout all of the time we've had him. He's got a great feel for what's going on. He's a great studier. He had a fantastic off season, and he looked great out here to get us going. So you know, he's right in the middle of it all.
And can Alexander play? But you see him primarily as strong.
He's played both. So I got no problem. We'll see how it fits. You know, Bradley's done such a good job for us, and he has the flexibility as well. We have tremendous flexibility, so that's not an issue. We're just going to find the two best guys to play for us and figure out how to fit them in. For years we've been coaching safeties, and we've been coaching safeties based on their personal makeup and attributes, and we've had so much experience that we have different things that we can do with different guys. And this is a real fascinating challenge to me to see how we tweak it and fix it so we can put these guys in the best position to get the most out of them. They're not all the same. They're different makeups, and Delano Hills is going to be a fantastic competitor in this one as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Bradley stepped in for Cam last year. What did you see there that told you he could be a full-time guy?
Well, he has been before. He started in the league, you know, before. So that's not a question there, but he's got really good instincts. He's a really smart, hitty football player. He's a good tackler. He fits the running game really well. He plays the deep ball well, and he happens to be one of the best man-to-man guys we have as a safety also. He's a very good cover guy last year. So the only difference between him and maybe some other guys like with Cam was 20 pounds heavier. You know, he's this bigger guy. But Bradley does everything that you want him to do. And he's our leader, and he's a really good guy to have on your team.
Pete, now that the league chapter is done, you guys were hopeful that he could be something for you. How disappointing is it that he wasn't?
It always was disappointing. This whole process has been disappointing because he had a real upside. And, you know, we took a big pick to take him and all that, and it, you know, just was, unfortunately, it didn't happen. But, you know, we made a move last year because he wasn't here. And so that just shows you how important it was. So. No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. There was really not much to communicate about. There was just a time thing, and so we had to just wait it out. And unfortunately, it never could come around.
Going back to off-season workouts, you talked about the offensive line, some continuity, and starting from back. To, you know, in day one, have that 5 that could be, and they'll be confident that it could be your starting 5. How important would that be to kind of have
it? It is important. It's exciting to see that. You know, Mike has done a nice job of kind of trying to keep these guys all connected so that the communication can really be at a height that, you know, as much as possible. The leadership there, you know, with Dwayne and Justin, is 2 great guys to be active and making sure that everybody's fitting together and all that. Fetty's now played a few years, you know, he's been around too. So DJ took his shots with the first group today, which was good. You know, Posick was at the left guard spot. So it's a good-looking, solid group, and we need to see how they go and how they develop. There's guys that are – this is a deep, competitive group here. Odiano got back out here today for the first time since the offseason, really, and we'll ramp him up in the next couple of days too. He's in the middle of it. Roos is in the middle of it. Battle's in the middle of it. So and George Fant's coming back. You know, so we're excited about this group now. I don't know how it's going to wind up settling at this time, but to go back to your point, it is great to have those guys connected and all that. That's the point, and we're hoping to build on that. George's going to be maybe 4 or 5 days here before he's ready to go. I mean, he seems to be ready. We're just getting him back in the practice mode to ensure that he's back. And then by I think it's the 8th, we're kind of looking towards. That's kind of a date that we're kind of like to see how far he's come, and we'll just keep evaluating it day by day. But we're ramping him up. He's full go. He's full go, but we're just holding back right now a little bit.
Did you work at right tackle some, or do you guys want to keep him on?
That's potential is there. Yeah, the potential is there, but he has no background. You know, he has no background playing over there other than a little bit of work we did in the offseason to prepare for that. Right now, we think it's best for him to sit there at that left tackle spot where he knows what he's doing and get him back in action, and then we'll see what happens from there, and we'll see what, you know, how it all fits. This is exciting because there really is some choices that will come to us in time if everybody stays healthy and right and all that, and if that is the case, we'll just figure it out when the time comes.
Last year this time, you said George was the guy who made the biggest advance one season. Yeah. Who's the guy this year you think would stand out?
Let's see who jumps out in that regard. Well, let's hope on Posick. You know, he was the guy that he got thrown in there last year. Ethan had a really good offseason. He got a lot stronger. He worked really hard at it. He's going to grow in similar fashion from his freshman year to his sophomore year. They grow a ton. So let's see what happens. He's really been pretty well locked in the left side there. We'll see if he can hold it. And I'm really hoping for that. He does everything he could possibly do to give you every reason to think he would. You know, so yeah, fired up about, you know, all that he's done to get to here. But now we got to go. You know, we got to get the pads on. We got to get the knocking and all that kind of stuff before we know.
But physically is what you're saying.
Physically, mentally, he's just taken the next step. He's more mature about everything. I mean, think about how much he knows today that he didn't even have a clue on last year at this time. So that's a natural improvement there.
How soon will Deion Jordan, Ed Dixon, and Brandon Marshall be out there?
Well, Brandon worked today. You know, we're gonna ramp him up. He's ready for camp, but we want to make sure that we bring him in. We have a number of guys that we're progressing along to make sure that the comeback is real and they feel good about it, and we build them up and don't rush. And so Brandon's one of those guys. You also asked about
Ed Dixon and Deion Jordan.
Yeah, Ed Dixon came up with a little groin thing here in the last couple of weeks, and so we just got to start him slow. So we're gonna hold him out for a little bit until he starts feeling better. It's a minor groin injury, but it is something that's worthy of note, so we got to hold him back. The other one was
Deion Jordan.
Yeah, Deion's got an issue that we're working on right now. It's gonna be a few weeks with him before we'll be able to get him back out.
New since the knee injury.
Yes, it's different. No, it's something that came out of his workouts.
PUP for Deion?
Yes.
The interchangeabilities at safety. Could you envision or could you plan for down and distance rotating a bunch of guys, or you want two guys strong and free?
It rarely happens for us in the past, my history like that, but there's enough unique qualities in there that substituting and maybe working some of some of the special things we can do to highlight their stuff. That's definitely in the works, and we'll see how that goes. We happen to have really good cover guys in our safety spots, guys that can cover you one-on-one and can cover wide receivers also. And there's 3 guys in there that come to mind in that. So we'll see how that fits. That does give us some freedoms and some things that we can do. We have expanded. Kenny's done a nice job of bringing some things to us to add to our package that we're excited about, and some of that has to do with using the safeties.
What happened to DeAndre Elliott? Go ahead. DeAndre Elliott, what happened with him?
He just didn't make it. He just didn't make it through the process. Yes.
What do you hope to see from Shaquem that you weren't really able to see in minicamp OTAs?
Yes, that's a good question. We just want to see him keep growing, and understand the position. He has not played a lot behind the line of scrimmage, so it's just important for him to just get the feel for it and to utilize his instincts and his speed. We're really trying to get him to utilize the run-through principles that he has the ability to do in the chase and the scrape type of abilities, because he's so fast. He gained a lot of ground here in the off season. The last week was his best week, so we're hoping when we come back we'll see more of that and just more comfort. He is a pass defender. You can see that already, so we just need to make sure that he's making progress. He's a good learner, and he studies really hard, and he's working diligently at it. So there's nothing to point to that he's not going to get it done. It's just going to take some time. It's experience, really, what we're working on, and trying to get him familiar with the new position.
When you say playing behind the line of scrimmage, is that because he was mostly in space?
Yes, he was more on the edge, yeah.
With the new targeting on bowling rules, is there anything different that you guys have to teach that's new from what you've taught in terms of how?
First, I think this is a topic that you guys should let yourself become more familiar with, because this is a big deal, we think. It's a big deal. The game is in transition right now, and it's a really important transition. We started transitioning some time ago, really specifically, and fortunately for us, it's put us in position where we're okay, we're comfortable with the changes that are coming. There's a couple of particular things, coaching points that have come up that the league has generated that will be points of emphasis for us, and that's about keeping your face up as much as possible, and it's just a tremendously clear emphasis of not using the top of your helmet, and you're not using your helmet as a weapon. That's not new for us at all, but I do think that we can get better at some areas of it, and it really has to do with leverage and keeping our face up when we make contact so that we stay out of the penalty situation, and also in stay in the good safe the safety mode. So I think this is a big deal. There was a time, I don't know how many years ago it was, I was fighting it like crazy, man. I was fighting it just like an old dog. I didn't want to see it coming, didn't want to have it, come our way. And I know I transitioned a while back, and so as this is coming to us now, I'm excited about the change for the game. I think that you won't see the difference in the game. The fans won't see the difference. The players will feel the difference in time, and I think we'll be able to see a great product. And it's not going to change things drastically at all, but we have to make these adaptations now, and so we're making a big deal about it to our players. So I don't mind talking to you about it, because I think everybody who's listening to football and interested in football needs to understand that things are changing right now. I think the leadership that came from, really, let me say, I guess it would be from the league and also from the Players Association, was necessary, and it was warranted, and we're doing the right thing, and we're going to figure out how to make this a really good part of the game, and it shouldn't hinder us in any way.
Is the biggest effect felt there on the line of scrimmage? Is that where you see
No, I think it's across the board, because it can happen multiple times on any play, where guys can use the top of their helmet, and then we're just getting out of it. It's really about going back to really good shoulder leverage play, and all faces will be able to handle it and deal with it.
Do you think it's moving
into a direction where it's not full speed, kind of like rugby is not a full speed tackling sport in the same way?
Oh gosh, Danny, that's not true. I'm sorry, that's not. You watch rugby, man. They kill those guys with their great technique, shoulder tackling. There's no shying away from the physical part of it. It's just a different way to hit. You're not using this to make the impact. You're using your shoulder to make the impact. They're hitting just as hard, running just as fast. Their game is different because they don't block. So and they'll have those scrums. They got all kinds of other things that are crazy and physical and all that. But it's not. They don't shy away from any of the hitting now, and we won't either. And I don't think it's going to affect us in that way at all.
We've seen Nico obviously be a big player in special teams last couple years. How's he coming as a quarterback?
He's right in the middle of the competition now. He and Maxie and Trey Flowers, those guys are going to be battling on that side over there. Again, this is a fantastic competition to keep your eye on. I think you guys really, cue into it. I think you'll have fun watching how they match up and how they play the technique. You'll see them day after day going after it. We'll be battling when we get to the one-on-ones in a couple days and all that stuff that happens. It's going to give these guys a chance to make their statement of who they are, how they fit in here. Nico's a good football player. He's physical. He's tough. He runs fast. He's been one of our guys long enough. He's really good technique-wise now. I mean, he's like what we saw Maxie develop into, after a couple of years, and so it's a good competition. We'll see how it goes.
Does that particular position in particular lend itself to that kind of development of special teams? I mean, whether it's Maxwell, Lane, Shed, a lot of those guys.
Those guys all came along that way. It's fitting. If they're going to be a guy that can play a corner, they're going to be able to be a good special teams guy. I mean, it goes hand in hand in that regard. Yes.
In the running back, how important is pass protection and separating?
It's really big. It's a big deal. Chad went after it right off the bat today because we've emphasized the heck out of it with the new guys. We got some young guys back there. Chris just has 1 year with us, so in really a half of a season. So we have to figure it out with him. We have to figure it out with CJ. We've got to figure it out with McKissick, and of course we're working with Penny on it. And we had a really good first day. These guys have been working on it all off season. Their rules really is part of it, really identifying, and that's the first step. But then the physical part is really important too, and that's what they have to develop when we put the pads on. But making good progress, and it was an exciting first day. They didn't make any errors in their pickups and stuff like that, so it's a good start for us. But it is really important, and it'll keep a guy off the field if he can't do it.
Jacob Martin had that interception. It looks like he's pretty good at kind of dropping back.
Yeah. Jacob is a really good player. He, in college they played him on the edge and rushed him all the time. He's which he can do, and he's got it in his package there. But we all thought that if we worked him at the Sam linebacker spot, we might be able to use that in pressure situations, still rush him on third down, but also make him a linebacker for us for the competition of it all. And that was great to see him make a play today. He's a really grinding physical athlete, man. We love the way he brings it, and so all off season he proved that to us. We saw it first day, and we're off we go. We got a long ways to go though. Yeah, he was. I think he was 246.
Like 3 years ago, you dealt with a high-profile absence of a safety with the contract. What did you guys learn as a team from that?
You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going on and go about your business. You have to, and that's a whole different situation. You gotta coach the guys that are here, and that's really what the focus is, and it will continue to be that.
Do you even mention it, the absence, to the guys that are here?
Listen, you guys have done all I need to do about that. I appreciate it.
Did you tweak something or just holding him out?
Just making sure that he's okay coming out of his workouts. Yeah, that's all. We just eased him in today. Yeah, good observation.
2 years ago, did you learn anything of Cam's holdout that you now apply?
I'm thinking if I should tell you about this one or not. Yeah, right. I think the thing that I learned about it was about Cam. That Cam went through a long, hard process, and it was arduous for him, and because of who he is and what he's all about, and his character, and the leader, and the tough dude, and the team guy that he is. It was hard on everybody because of him and who he is and all. And when he came back around and realized, that okay, I'm back in business and I'm ready to go, to see him turn back to that solid, just character-riddled, just unbelievable leader and all that was an awesome thing to see, because there was a point there where he was a million miles away, and then when he came back around and we had a wonderful meeting, and he really just made some some great statements about where he was going, what I could count on from him, and you know, how he had kind of endured it. It was just really impressive. It was emotional. It was impressive. It was, and he never took a step backwards. So. What I'm going to say to you is that sometimes some real good stuff comes out of this stuff, you know, and it's a hard process, and it's challenging, and it's hard to get to the essence of what's going on. But when Cam did, man, he never looked back, and I'm so proud to see how he came through it. It was a very difficult situation on all of us because of the way it happened and all. But so that's what I learned on that one.
Pete, what have you seen from Tyrone Swoops in the tight end competition?
One of the most exciting guys to see in this camp for us is Tyrone, because we know that he has the littlest background at this spot, the fewest snaps and all. Hasn't had an off-season lifting as a tight end, really, been a quarterback his whole life and all that. Last year was kind of a maybe I will, maybe I won't. So he was totally tuned into it. He had a great off-season. He's athletic. He's physical. He's not just a running catch guy like you might think because he's a QB. He's got enough physicality to play on the line of scrimmage and block people. I believe that's going to show up in this camp. So we're really excited to see what he does. And so he's right in the middle of the competition.
What is your favorite memory of Russell, or on or off the field?
There's a lot of memories, with Russ, and I don't. It sounds like he's gone, but I think it's the moment on the sidelines when that he's done a number of times when he says we're going to win this game, and it looks like there ain't no chance. It looks like you're out of the game, and it doesn't have. Why would you ever think something like that? But it's just his undying spirit that when that shows up, and I see it come out of me, and he loves the challenge of this doesn't look like you could ever get this done, and we're going to go get it done. And that's happened a number of times on the sidelines. It's that look, that exchange that we make, and that's my favorite thing that's happened with Russ over the years. I can't wait for it to happen again.
When your timeline on Dante Johnson, how's he going?
I don't know what to tell you right now. He had a pretty good report yesterday. I don't think it's any longer than 2 weeks. I don't think so, but it might be soon. I'm optimistic on that one. But he's healing and everything's gone right and all that. They just got to clear him, and it's really scans and X-rays and stuff like that that's going to make a difference.
What about Frank Clark?
Frankie had a wrist operation a while back this summer, and he's coming back from it, and he's working hard to get back in action.
Anything else?
Okay.